Okay, so last video we talked about, we learned about how to factor using the product sum method or the box method. And some of you guys love that, but some of you guys might like this other method I'm about to show you guys. I call it the guess and check method, and it's based off just thinking about how we multiply two binomials together. If you guys remember, um, when I multiply x plus 7 times 2x minus 5, which is not in your notes, but if I multiply that, I'm taking x plus 7 and multiplying it by 2x minus 5. I'm finding the area of each box. X and 2x gets me 2x squared. X and negative 5 gets me negative 5x. 7 and 2 gets me 14x. And then 7 and negative 5 get me negative 35. If I add this main diagonal, I end up with 2x squared plus 9x minus 35. That was the sum of all that. Okay? So if I think about this, these two squares get me the 2x squared that I'm looking for. Okay? And then these two squares get me the negative 5 I'm looking for. Okay? And I'm trying to find a combination when I add the main diagonals together that gets me 9x. So this is called guess and check. So what I want to do first is fill in ax squared and c into the box. So in this case, I'm going to put 2x squared here and minus 21 in that other box. Okay? Now, I want to write down everything I can multiply together that gets me a. Okay, so let's look at a. A in this case is 2. What gets me 2? 1 and 2. Okay, so put it on the edge of the box that gets me a. So if I think about this, remember we talked about how when I multiplied x and 2x, that's what got me the 2x squared. Well, the same thing happens here. 1x and 2x gets me 2x squared. Now, I want to figure out everything that gets me c. In this case, c is negative 21. So what gets me negative 21 is negative 3 and 7, negative 7 and 3, negative 1 and 21, negative 21 and 1. Those are all the things that get me negative 21. And what I'm going to do is what gets me c goes into these sides right here. So let's just say hypothetically that I put a 7 here and a 3, negative 3 here. So I'm choosing this quantity right here, negative 3 and positive 7. What I want to do is I want to check to see if I add this diagonal, does it equal the middle term? So if I take 7 and 2, I get 14x. Negative 3 and 1 gets me negative 3x. If I add negative 3 and 14, do I end up with the 1x I'm looking for? 14 minus 3, 14x minus 3x equals 11x. So that does not work. So what I want to do now is I can always just go on to negative 7 and 3. Well, if I were to make this negative 7 and that positive 3, I would get negative 14 plus 3, so that doesn't work either. I can switch the order of them, though. So what that means is if I change it, I can make this one a negative 3 and make this one a positive 7 and see what happens. 7 and 1 gets me 7x. Negative 3 and 2x gets me negative 6x. 7 plus negative 6 gives me 1x. So that checks. So my factored form would be 2x plus 7 and x minus 3. Let's look at another example. Same basic idea. So if I look at this, I want to put 3x squared and minus 15 here. And I'm going to write down everything I can that multiplies that gets me a. Well, a is 3. That's easy. What gets me a? 3 and 1. So I have 3x and 1x. Because if I multiply 3x and 1x, I get 3x squared. The next thing I want to look at is the negative 15. And what gets me negative 15? Negative 3 and 5, negative 5 and 3, negative 1 and 15, negative 15 and 1. So I'm going to try to play the game of, okay, I can put any of these numbers in this corner, but what, when I add these two squares, gets me 4x. So if I would put a 3 here and a 5 here, what happens? I get a 15x, and then I get a 3x. Is there anything that I can do? Well, if I were to make this negative and that negative, I would get positive 12x. That's not it. If I were to make that positive and this negative, I would get negative 12x. So that doesn't work. if I were to switch them? So what if I put a 3 here and a 5 there? 3 times 3x gets me 9x squared, 9x. 5 and 1 gets me 5x. One of these is going to have to be negative. Which one is going to have to be negative in order for me to get 4x? So if I do 9 minus 5, I get positive 4. So I'm going to make this the negative term. So my factored out form gets me 1x plus 3, and then 3x minus 5. Hope this helps you guys. We're going to go over a couple more examples in a second, but I want you guys to try the other section for me. Thanks.